April 7th,
Go
nine
on.
1993, The Sandlot officially hits theaters, dude.
It didn't feel like it was that long ago.
I know, it's
That
crazy.
is crazy.
So, this movie is just iconic. I mean, there's still so many things that I say from this movie all the time.
Killing Me Smalls.
Kill Me Smalls, L7 Weenie. Um,
Yeah, well, that's it.
no, there's more. I'm just trying to think of them. But so this movie was set in the summer of 1962, right? Came out in 1993. To me, we'll get into this more maybe a little bit later, but this felt like it could have been the summer of 93. It just didn't feel like it was that far off from like the summers we had.
I mean, it definitely had that, I know what you mean, like, the whole vibe of it. Yeah, for sure.
Just like the stuff they did, like we, I feel like, well, we'll get into that in a little bit. So, because I want to talk about the movie and then we can get into some
Okay.
theories. But um, yeah. So the most iconic part of this movie, is it the dog or is it the PF Flyers?
What?
You The dog or the PF Flyers? Which what is the most iconic part of the movie? The dog. Okay. Well, we're going to talk about the PF Flyers first because before Air Maxes and Jordans and Chuck Taylors and all of that, not really before that, but in the movie before that, it was the PF Flyers. I actually believed as a kid that those made him run faster.
To this Macklemore song. It's like Wings, but it has, like, a dollar sign for the S, and it's about shoes and shit, and,
Uh
like,
huh.
he even had made a comment, like, kinda like you did. He's like, "The Adidas with the 4 stripes."
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was funny. But, he was talking about how, like, he just knew that little air pocket was gonna make him jump so much higher.
Yes.
Jumped up and touched the net, and it was the best day of his life. So it's like,
Right.
everybody grew up thinking that, your shoes made a dramatic impact.
Absolutely. Like the pumps, the Reebok pumps. You just thought that if
Yeah.
you had the pumps, that you were going to be able to run faster, jump higher, all of that. And I just feel like it really seemed like those PF Flyers were just going to make him a superhero, and they did in the movie, and so we believed it. So the next one, the campfire scene when they're making s'mores. Smalls um, is so dumb. It's like, how have you never made a s'mores, dude?
Just naive, ignorant,
Yeah, so
that might be
naive.
the word.
And so it's like Hamilton Porter is like telling him how to make these. And I want your opinion on this. Did he tell him the right way to make a s'mores? First, you take the graham, then you stick the chocolate on the graham, then you roast the mellow.
That
It,
doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you roast the mellow first to get it ready, and then you can get the shit, like, so what, he's just holding on to the graham and the chocolate the whole fucking time?
uh-huh.
Like,
And you do it, and then you stick it on there, and then you squish the mellow.
I'm just saying you can roast it first and then assemble the shit and then,
Yeah, yeah. So, but that's how he showed him how to do it in the
Yep,
movie.
yep.
Is you get the graham, you get the chocolate, and then you roast the mellow, and you stick it on there, and you
But at
sandwich it.
least it's not like there's some big, like, confrontational, like, way to do it or not to do it. I mean,
Right.
essentially, he's just describing what a fucking s'more is, but,
Yeah.
yeah, fine. That's okay.
So getting this baseball back, like that was what the whole movie was about. He goes and if you haven't seen it,
God
he
damn it.
goes and he gets his dad's Babe Ruth signed baseball.
Mhm.
He doesn't know who Babe Ruth is either. He doesn't
Baby
know
Ruth.
s'mores. He doesn't know Babe Ruth. Yeah, Baby Ruth. And he goes. They don't have enough money to get a baseball, so he goes and gets his dad's Babe Ruth baseball out of his bedroom, and they play with that. Nobody knows that it's actually signed by Babe Ruth, and then they hit a home run, and it goes over the fence where the beast is at. And he's like, "Oh no, my dad's gonna kill me." And they're like, "Dude, it's just a baseball. We'll find some money." And he's like, "No, it was like his prized possession. Like it was signed by somebody named Baby Ruth." And they just it stops them dead in their tracks. It's hilarious because every single one of those kids knows they're the great Bambino.
And they
That's one of the other
sprint
sayings.
for the fence.
Yeah, they just go over there, and that big dog's in there. And so the whole rest of the movie, they're just trying to figure out how do we get the ball back. And this is where I kind of want to talk about like those summers versus summers today, even versus our 90s summers,
What
because
was it, Hercules, the name of the dog? I'm sitting here thinking
Hercules
like,
was the
okay.
dog.
And I feel like
Yeah,
it was a female, wasn't it? I think it was
I
named
think it
Hercules,
ended
but
up
I
being
think
a
it was
female. Yeah. But they figure out they're gonna build this erector set, right? They're
Mhm.
gonna try to get it over there. They're gonna use a shop vac.
Yep.
They're gonna
Catcher's
use
mitt and
tape.
yeah.
Like they're gonna do all these things that are just like mechanical. Like they're just I don't know. I feel like that's the same thing that we would have done in the '90s, and
Absolutely.
that's why I'm saying like the '60s to the '90s. It just doesn't seem like things advanced like they have
Mhm.
from the '90s to now. Because we would have used our erector set, we would have used our, whatever dog picker upper, poop picker upper thing. Like we would have used all of those just mechanical things. Today, they would just fly a drone over there and pick it up and they'd be done. I mean, it's like we just those the '60s to the '90s to me, it just feels like there was this forced boredom where we had to figure out how to have fun.
That's the hardest thing for me right now because my kids have everything at their fingertips. They're like, "I'm bored," and it's like I have to be their source of entertainment or I have to figure
Yeah,
out for them, and I'm always like, "Figure it out. Figure out what you wanna do.
bro.
Don't come to me and tell
I
me."
my kids have that you're right, they have everything. My kid was riding his hoverboard with his tablet and the headphones on his head, rides up to me, he's like, "I'm bored." I'm like, "Bro, you don't even know what bored means." Like,
We should just ride our bike around town just
we
to
used to figure out how to make our bike sweeter or sound cooler
Yeah.
because there was nothing else to do. Like, and I feel like they did the same thing in the '60s, and that's why I say, like, I just feel like this movie that was set in 1962 felt like it could have been set in 1992
Dude,
because
technology fucked everything up.
it did. Well, it is kind of like I know that's kind of how I make my living, but it's also like,
It's like Wall-E is becoming real life. Like, it's to the point where, like, people aren't leaving chairs anymore because they can just have everything they fucking want at the chair.
yep, you don't even have to go to Taco Bell anymore and get your food. You just call it in. Like,
Literally, Amazon, like, you watch Amazon Prime, it'll run commercials and be like, "Hey, do you wanna order this?" And you just click the button,
right,
and it'll just send it to your house.
same day delivery. Like it's cool, it's great, it's awesome, but at the same time, it's like that forced like having to get outside, that forcing your yeah, exactly. And it's like I that's why I'm saying like I just feel like this movie it spoke to our generation. They couldn't make this movie today and speak to the generation. Like I don't even know if my sons would watch this movie and think it was awesome because they just wouldn't relate.
Yeah.
And it's like such an epic movie. It's one of my favorite movies ever. It's probably one of the movies I've seen the most of any movie ever.
Rookie of the Year is another good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Angels in the
Angels
Outfield,
in the Outfield was good. Yeah,
Air
baseball. I mean, there's
Bud.
a lot of good baseball movies in
Yep.
general.
There's good sports movies for sure out there.
Hot Shots is a good baseball movie. No, not
God.
Hot Shots.
Yeah, yeah.
What is the hot it's not Hot Shots.
No. I know what you're talking about, though. Major League
Major
or
League, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Major League. That one's funny.
Hot Shot.
Hot Shots, it's the other
Yeah.
it has Charlie Sheen in it, but
Yep.
um so then we move into like trading insults, right? The rich kids come riding up on their brand new bikes
Mhm.
and they're talking trash and he just drops a bomb. And they were just all like, "Oh, and like this was it's like he called his mom fat." Like he says, "You bob for apples in the toilet and you like it." And they were just all like, "Oh." And it's that whole like it was so innocent, right? Like that is not a dig at all, but it was like the
It's like
biggest
the your
dig.
mama jokes that we had. It was
Exactly.
like our the equivalent of our your mama jokes.
Yes, exactly. And it's like it just resonated. They all like were just like, "Oh man, that is such a good dig." And it wasn't, but to them it was just like the best. And um so yeah, moving on to the just all of the sayings in this movie. "You're killing me, Smalls" is a huge one. We
Mhm.
say that all the time. There's t-shirts, there's all of that, right?
Yep.
Squints saying
Ever.
forever is just like
Zooming in on his mouth, I was like, "God damn."
yes. Like we say that all the time. You play ball like a girl
Mhm. Absolutely.
came from that movie. Winnie Peppercorn,
Mhm.
she knows exactly what she's doing.
Absolutely.
And so did Squints, by the way. Like he went all in, like to the point where he almost died
Yep.
because he wanted her lips on his mouth.
Was it worth it?
He said it was. Um, and then heroes get remembered, but legends never die. Like that is just some of the best advice ever. So, um, it's like so baseball, I feel like that is one thing that even kids today still really like.
Mm.
It's changed a lot.
All these fucking kids, they want to have, like, the armbands, and everything's gotta be drippy and ice cream,
Gotta
and,
have
you
the
know, it's like,
shades
you
and
can't even fucking hit the ball yet, but you want an $800 bat, you know, it's like,
right.
like, a legit true story. My son came to me and he's like, "Dad, I want this glove. It's a custom glove. It's $250." I said, "Bro, first off, you're gonna outgrow it in a year. You're gonna spend 250." He said, "But it's gonna have my name on it and all." I was like, "I don't give a shit." Like, first off, you're dropping fucking everything right now, you know, when
Right.
you have a decent glove. It's like, how about you
Yep.
get good and then we will get you the glove.
Yep.
So what does he do? Goes and asks his mom.
Yep.
And his mom says, "Sure, I'll do it for you." So she spends $250 so he can have his name and he didn't even have a permanent number yet. You know what I mean? Because he's bouncing around because he's figuring out what numbers he likes. I was like, I was consistently the same number. So if I got anything that had my number on it, like
Yeah, it was
I'm
just you
fucking
were
yeah.
elated because
So
but you weren't customizing it to
no,
put
no,
your
no,
number on it. It was
absolutely
like
not. We fucking no. I had the same glove like my whole goddamn
yeah,
life
but that's the
because
thing with like the same glove forever was
mm,
broken in. It
yeah,
was gonna catch the ball. You were gonna be able to squeeze it. Like,
yeah. So with that being said, his mom gets him this new glove. New season comes around, decides he doesn't want to play. That was a couple of years ago. Never even played with the glove. It's just a
no way.
$250 paperweight in his room.
No way. It's like yeah, $400 composite bats, $300 gloves, private hitting coaches.
Mhm.
It's just it's insane. And I will tell you, I my kids have played everything but baseball. Or I'm sorry, everything but football. Baseball parents are the worst.
They're crazy. Everybody thinks they can do it better too. Like there's all these, you know, fat ass out of shape dads who are like yelling at their kids. And I'm like, bitch, go
Yeah.
run a quarter mile and see
Yeah.
if you don't
It's
fucking
like
actually die.
just because you sucked at baseball doesn't mean your kid needs to be good at it. Baseball parents are the worst, but baseball kind of has transcended time. And I love like I love watching baseball. Going to a baseball game at a baseball
Incredible.
stadium
Yeah.
is so much fun.
Yeah.
Watching baseball on TV, not so much. I honestly, I think about it. I don't know how people listen to baseball on the radio. That would have been so boring. Like, what else did you have to do? There should have been so many other things to do
That's
besides
about as ridiculous listening to WCW
right
on the radio or a podcast. Fucking stupid.
over the internet as it buffers. At least it
Yeah.
didn't buffer on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's this just baseball in general is just baseball's just getting started back up right now in April, and so this was a perfect time for that movie to come out in
Mhm.
'93 because baseball was just everywhere then. Um, Such a good movie, dude. I just
Absolutely.
love this movie, and I really I think I've played it and tried to play it for my kids once, and I don't think anybody was super interested in it. Um,
We should do that. We should have it at the Regent,
we
like,
should,
this summer, but, like, turn that
yes.
grass area to, like, a block party like they did
Oh, that'd be fun.
in the
Yeah.
movie, and then,
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
especially if it's around the 4th, you can actually have, like, fireworks and shit, you know, because then it'd be, like,
Uh-huh.
perfect.
I think the 4th, I mean, was the 4th not on a Thursday last week, so it's on a Friday this week, or I don't know, but that would be fun, yeah, to do a Sandlot movie and turn that field into a baseball field and just play baseball before. That'd be super
Amazing.
fun. We should think about doing that. So